June the 18th Picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Tuesday, June the 17th, and I am here to handicap a full slate of MLB action for Wednesday, June the 18th. The eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed that I am by myself. There's been some shenanigans tonight. Dylan has got stuck on Long Island, I think he said. Dylan works in the city, and obviously, occasionally the traffic gets the better of him. So Dylan's stuck at work. Scotty Too Hotty's doing something. Lonte's gone to ground. But I was fully prepped anyway, so I thought, in for a penny, in for a pound, and I will crank out the show as best I can. We very rarely do a solo show. Scott's done a couple recently. And I think, episode 720 something of the MLB show here. I think I might have done one myself before in the past. So we'll give it a go. Hopefully we might get the odd winning pick or two, or certainly there'll be the odd stat or trend or insight that might just help you with Wednesday's card. There's a few people kicking around in the chat. If you are live and you've got some picks, I could do with the help. So by all means, give me your picks and we'll throw them out as we go along. Skrills is in the comments. I haven't spoken to Skrills for a little while. Nice to have you back. He says he's been turning my picks off the pick page. I'll be honest, Skrills, if you've been doing that, you must have been in a little hole, because the last 2 or 3 weeks, I just struggle. I've mentioned this with Lonte, consecutive Mondays. 1 or 2 games under 500 every week. I'm just getting juiced out. So not terrible, but I can't get any momentum going. Maybe is what the doctor ordered. And Eli has joined us as well. Eli, welcome along. One of the beauties of a solo show is that we should rattle through this pretty quickly. Indeed, half the time it normally takes. There's 13 of the 15 games on the board, I think. Maybe 12. We got no picture for Texas later there off the board. Baltimore off the board and Miami. But yeah, 12 out of 15 is not a bad effort. So we'll get to it. I will remind you of the college experience and their FBS college football team previews. Colby and Moneyline Mac are cranking out a gazillion of those. Absolutely outstanding content from the boys over there. I haven't got into the college football yet. Not enough time in my life for another vice, as D Johnson joined us in the comments. Nice to have you along. We'd start on Wednesday with 4:10 Eastern, so not much baseball. One early evening game here for me to enjoy. The Boston Red Sox at the Seattle Mariners. Left-handed pitcher Garrett Crochet will take on Luis M. Castillo, the OG Luis Castillo of the Seattle Mariners. Boston are favourites here on the road, -125. Seattle +105 with a total of 7. Crochet has seen the Yankees on his last 2 starts. First one didn't go particularly well. The second one, he made the adjustment. And he was very, very good. Doesn't have a great record career-wise against Seattle, 0-2 with a 4.96 ERA. Don't want to read too much into that. He has been outstanding lately. Castillo's pitching okay, but I just find the Mariners so flaky at the minute. The 8-8 in Castillo starts, that's just an example. There's a million stats you can find that Seattle are just sort of straight down the middle. 8-8 in his start. Boston won again on Monday night. We talked last night, myself and Lonte, about how Boston would react, how the clubhouse, how the dugout would react to that Devers trade. And they got a really nice win. They got a 2-0 because it was a tricky spot. It was a travel spot. It was emotionally a bit of a peculiar one. So they got that one on Monday. And what is that, 6, 7 in a row, something like that. They're absolutely hot. They've got a stud pitcher on the mound. And on a streak like this, I can't really fade them. I just think I would take the Red Sox here on the money line at -125. Chris C has joined us in the chat. Welcome along. And Nathan. Nathan's written, what? Sauerkraut crochet. Oh, there you are. Right, sorry. When I said it out loud, it made more sense than just reading it. I think I'm with you now, Nathan. Thanks for your input. Like I say, if you have got any picks that you fancy, give us them in here. 6:40 first pitch. This is an interesting game to handicap because the odds are very disparate. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Detroit Tigers. We've got 2 lefties going here in Andrew Heaney for Pittsburgh, and for Detroit, it will be the main man, Tarek Skubal. Nearly $3 favourites, the Tigers, -290. Pittsburgh +235. Total is a second consecutive 7 here. And the reason I thought this was quite interesting is because Heaney's pitching well. 3.33 ERA and a 1.11 whip. Skubal is still entirely lights out. My instinct here was immediately to take a low-scoring game, and it's backed up by the trends. Heaney is 10-4, straight up to the under in his starts. Skubal is 8-5, and then both teams against lefties are profitable to the under as well. 10-6 for the Pirates, 11-8 for the Tigers against left-handed pitching. So both teams against lefties, both pitchers outright. The total's 7. It's low for a reason, but it's fine. I've got no problem with taking it. This is where Lonte would call his shot. Lonte would call a 4-1 or a 4-2 in favour of Detroit. So I'll stick with that, and we'll go with an under. Eli saying that Skubal has been such a treat to watch. Absolutely right. For no reason at all, 2 starts ago, in a low leverage situation, Skubal threw his hardest pitch of the day. He threw like 102 mile an hour, like in the 8th inning or something. He didn't need to. Whoever it was, he could have struck him out with a slider. But it shows how confident he is that he kind of risked throwing his arm clean off its hinges in order to throw that ball up there at 102. Skubal's been absolute top quality. Next game is off the board. It's 6:40 between the Phillies and the Marlins. Ranger Suarez, left-handed pitcher, is confirmed for Philadelphia. The Marlins are officially TBD. I think it might be Freddie Tarnok, rookie pitcher for Miami. I haven't made a pick in this because it kind of I've eliminated the Miami side of things. Because Suarez has been really good, really, really good. 2.32 ERA, 107 whip. If Tarnok is going, he pitched 1 inning. That's what we've seen of Tarnok against Washington. He might go well, but happy to leave him out on the ground. It's a little bit muddy. But I just trust Suarez to be able to lock down the Marlins here. So a Miami team total under is my play. Eli's enjoyed me mentioning Skubal throwing his arm completely off its hinges. Yeah, here's the thing, because I'm by myself, this might be a little bit more British than usual. I haven't got. I normally have to dumb myself. I shouldn't say dumb myself down. Like tone down my accent and my British sayings just to keep Lonte and Dylan and Scott from getting too confused. So I might just go off the rails. I'll try and keep it as comprehensible as possible. 6:45 Eastern. First pitch, the Colorado Rockies are at the Washington Nationals. Herman Marquez for the Rockies, left-handed pitcher. Mitchell Parker for the Nationals, -180 Washington, +150 Colorado. 9.5 is the total. This series caused us a problem last night, handicapping it, because it's just a totally unattractive proposition. You can't back Mitchell Parker at -180. I don't care who he's playing against. It was Mike Soroka last night that He was a preposterous price as well. Mike Soroka was minus 200. I mean, what are we doing here? I don't care how bad the Rockies are. You just can't do it. Because Parker, really, his form's fallen off a cliff. I enjoyed him in the first month. He was going well. Had high hopes for him. And it's just stopped. He's struggled. He might get it back. You never know. Gave up 6 more earned runs last time, only recording 10 outs against the Marlins. Now, Colorado did win on Monday. Colorado's win. What I was going to say was Washington dropped their 9th game in a row in that Colorado win. So, talking about backing Parker at minus 180, do you want to back the Nationals at minus 180 either on a 9-game losing streak? Marquez doesn't make it easy for you to want to find another angle. 2-8, 6.62 ERA and a 7.91 on the road. The issue I've got here, Colorado against left-handed pitching, 1-19 straight up. That's a stat. 1-19 straight up. They are 0-8 as a road dog against lefties. So you can't pull the trigger. As much as you want to fade Washington, it's literally impossible for me to tip up Colorado in this spot. Fade the bad pitchers is where we're going to end up here. But I'm going to fade them early. First 5 over between Colorado and Washington. Marquez and Parker can get us there. 9.5 is a relatively low total for that. So, yeah, we'll take the first 5 over. D. Johnson saying he's used to my accent now. I know fewer people, I will say this, I think we're in year 4 now, maybe 5. Fewer people complain. I used to get quite a lot of people on Spotify would put in little bitchy comments. But fewer people complain now. So they've either given up or got used to it. One or the other. Either way, suits me. But I do appreciate you letting me talk baseball. It's very kind. We will move on after I've told you about the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the Ultimate Fantasy Football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. Limo ride from the airport, $5,000 tab at Stadium Swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. This is a ridiculously good prize. Everyone can get 15% off all Circa properties with a promo code SGP15. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa, at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag. The promo code is SGPN. That'll get you a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Next up is 7:05 Eastern. First pitch between the LA Angels and the New York Yankees. It will be Jack Kikanovich for the Halos. For the Yankees, left-handed pitcher Ryan Yarbrough, minus 225 for the Yankees, plus 185 for the Angels. Total here is 9.5. Very much that you can't want to back the Nationals at minus 180. Backing the Yankees at the minute at minus 225 doesn't seem like a sensible idea either. We talked about how messy they looked at the weekend, how just the approach at the plate and stuff, something looked kind of off. And then they lost again last night. They were shut out by the Angels on the Monday night game. Kikanovich isn't doing much for the Angels, 3 or 4 innings. ERA is up over 5.5. He's got a 1-5 road record. If you take one start against Boston out of Yarbrough's record, he's been really good. But you can't trust the Yankees at the moment. I took the under for the Tuesday game. Now, we obviously haven't seen how that panned out. But I'm just going to carry on with that until we see a Yankees breakout. Until they break out of this slump, then I would carry on the under. That total 9.5 I think is too high. So we'll keep riding it. Hopefully we can stay on the right side of it. Rubric Ocean has joined us in the chat. Rubric was in last night and gave us James Woods to hit the Washington home run on Tuesday, and he did it on Monday. Time travelling home runs. It's quite a regular feature on the shows, the time travelling home runs. I did it last week with, I can't remember who. I gave him out on the Trevor Story. It was Trevor Story. I gave out on the Monday night show for Tuesday, and sure enough, I woke up to watch Trevor Story hitting one over the fence. So yeah, time travelling dingers rubric is very much something that's become a theme on this show. So well done, you're in the club. 7:07 Eastern. First pitch is, this game's actually off the board. And I'll tell you why. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Toronto Blue Jays. Left-handed pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez for Arizona. And the Blue Jays are officially TBD. Although I think it's going to be Eric Lauer going for the Blue Jays. This happened last week, actually. The Blue Jays game was off the board late. Lauer did go on to pitch in that game. Erod has steadied the ship a little bit lately. His June ERA is 3.18. I'm still not sure I fully trust him. He's a bit of a dangerous watch. Eric Lauer slowly stretching out up over 4 innings now on a couple of occasions, and he's going okay. I still just much prefer the Blue Jays home record. Arizona under 500 on the road. And behind Lauer, the Blue Jays pen is considerably better than the Diamondbacks. Round about 1.5 ERA better. So if they get 4 innings maybe out of Lauer, I do trust the Blue Jays pen to be able to get it done. I can't imagine they'll be too short of price. The minus 130 for the Tuesday game, I would imagine, I think they'll be, this will be close to a match, maybe minus 110. I might be miles out, but we'll see. The next game on the card is a match on the books between the Minnesota Twins and the Cincinnati Reds. It is Bailey Ober for the Twins. For the Reds, left-handed pitcher Nick Lodolo takes the ball, and it's minus 110 each of two, with a total of 8.5. Back-to-back horror shows for Bailey Ober. 7 and 5 earned runs in his last 2 starts. 4 losses in a row the Twins have put up for him. Nick Lodolo was also poor last time, and he's not been good at home. A 5.85 ERA at home. There were no trends that I liked. I tried quite hard in this game to try and find something, because it is so close on the books. There was nothing obvious stood out to me. There was no trends at all. The possibility was there, fading both starting pitchers. But I think you've got 2 closely matched teams, 2 closely matched pitchers. The Cincinnati home record stood out. That was the tiebreaker for me. The recent form and the home form just split the tie. So Cincinnati at home at a price of minus 110. Next game on the card is the 7:15 Eastern. First pitch between the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves. Paul Blackburn starts for the Mets, and it will be left-handed pitcher Chris Sale for the Braves. Minus 185 Atlanta, plus 155 for the Mets. And the total here sits at 8. This will be Paul Blackburn's 4th start now. His first one was a beauty. Came out and twirled an absolute gem. And then it regressed ever so slightly, second time, and really went down the last time. He only recorded 1 out against the Rays in his last start, gave up 4 earned runs. So you kind of have to park Blackburn just on the no bet list. I like him. We've liked him on the show for around about 3 years when he was an Athletic. We used to enjoy Paul Blackburn Day until he shows us something a little bit more consistent. I'll happily sort of swerve him. Sale's been bulletproof. Atlanta are really hard to trust. We talked about this a little bit last night with Lonte. So I prefer to take the Braves lineup kind of out of it. There's too many imponderables in there. New York Mets team total under. As Chris Sale will just go out into 7 innings, 2 earned runs. That'll do. So I wouldn't like to pick a side. Hope Blackburn goes well. I think Blackburn will be a good pitcher to be on the right side of going forward. But we'll take a Mets team total under. I think Sale can put it together tomorrow. Next game is 7:35 Eastern between the Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays. Off the board, officially TBD for Baltimore, but I believe it's going to be the return of Trevor Rogers for the O's. Tampa Bay have confirmed Taj Bradley will take the ball. No lines on this one, unfortunately. Trevor Rogers, due to be activated, has one start to his name on May the 24th. So back from injury tomorrow. He's just a very middle of the road pitcher, isn't he? I think it's fairly safe to handicap Trevor Rogers like on his historical numbers because you know what you're going to get. He's old enough. He's got a big enough body of work. A career 4.30 ERA with a 1.39 whip is exactly who he is, really. He's bang average. Don't really know what he's going to do tomorrow in terms of length or how sharp he is. Bradley bounced back at the New York Mets. He can't throw too many pitches. Doesn't get too deep into games, does Taj Bradley. Throws too many pitches. That can often come with him walking too many. And sometimes he leaves you on 4 or 5 innings. A little bit frustrating to watch. He's got a 4.56 ERA, but the Rays are playing well. Baltimore going a little bit better. I like runs, but I like them early on. Both bullpens are actually okay, but Bradley can be a bit wobbly, and I don't know what I'm going to get from Rogers. So I'll take a first 5 over in this one, and we'll leave the bullpens out of it. Next game on the card is a 7:40 Eastern first pitch between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago White Sox. Sonny Gray for the Cards and Sean Burke for the White Sox, plus 155 home underdogs. Chicago, St. Louis minus 185 and a total of 8. Sonny Gray was lit up at the Brewers last time. He was going particularly well before that, but he's suffering on the road. He's only started 5 road games. I think it's 9 home games he started and only 5 on the road. But he has been poor in those road games. 5.88 ERA. Sean Burke also got lit up last time. That was at Houston. I actually think I picked him, and it was a poor pick from me because it was his home road splits. It might have been the Ryan Gusto game for Houston last week. And immediately when I saw the result, I feel like I'd let myself a little bit down. He can be okay at home, and that's what makes this tricky a little bit. I feel like we pick the White Sox first 5 every day, but the stats are here. The White Sox first 5 against righties, 14, 6 and 8. So 8 pushes in there, fine. So you're getting a 14 and 6 win-loss record. I mean, that's as a home dog, which they're nearly always a home dog. I don't know in what circumstances they would be a home favourite. But that's a strong trend, 14 and 6 with 8 pushes. White Sox first 5, I will make no apologies for taking that for the 1 millionth time this season. Next game on the card is, this is could be a world record getting through this just by myself. 8:05 Eastern between the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers. Chris Bubich, left-handed pitcher for Kansas City. Texas are TBD. The game's off the board. I've got nothing at all for Texas in terms of a speculation of a starting pitcher. So this is a really short handicap. I can give you some bits and bobs on Bubich. Here's another one. There's a long list of pitchers on tonight's slate who were going really well and throwing a clunker last time out. We just talked about Sonny Gray. And Bubich is another one. But he was on a really, really good run before that. His ERA is still 1.92. You can take that down to 1.48 on the road in 7 starts, which is absolutely excellent. Part of the problem is I don't fancy back in Kansas City much. Recently, you can put them in the same envelope as the Yankees and the Nationals. Not hugely keen. Lean to the under. we're not allowed to say lean on this network. I mean, obviously that's a mad thing to say because I don't know where the Texas, who the Texas pitcher is going to be. So a Texas team total, because I do think Bubic will go okay. But other than that, we'll have to put a line through that one. Crispy has joined us in the chat. Chris, what's he got? Homer Simpson in the bar with the Twins moneyline t-shirt on. 50 other people in the bar wearing the Reds t-shirts. Love that, Chris. Welcome along. Nice to have you with us. We'll get on to the final half dozen games. Might be 5 games left here. Let me tell you about Underdog going along for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus, hop in game 1. And the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Use our code MLB SGPN to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. And Rhythm, you've heard us mention Rhythm loads of times here, but the new feature called Power Trends is a beauty. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends and start betting smarter. Get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. 8:05 Eastern first pitch is the Milwaukee Brewers at the Chicago Cubs. For the Brewers, it will be Jacob Misiorowski. I don't know if it's a hard W or a soft W. He will take on Jameson Taillon for the Cubbies. -145 Chicago, +130 the Brewers. No total due to the usual weather shenanigans in Wrigley. This will be Jacob Misiorowski's second start. Pitched 5 scoreless against the Cardinals last time out, which was a decent effort. Did walk 4 batters. Might be something to keep an eye on there. Kind of got high hopes for him. I think he might be all right. But I think also this could be a tricky spot for him. And Jameson Taillon is in a really, really good run of form. Very consistent, very reliable. Between 6 and 7 innings every start. And he's given up kind of max 2 earned runs. The Cubs have won 5 of his starts in a row. 4 of those covered a run line. The Cubs are 17-5 as a home favourite. Although they are only 14-16 on the run line. I put that stat in because I thought I might have to take a run line on Chicago. They've actually come out as -145, which means a money line play, I think, is absolutely fine. We normally set the cutoff at -150. So -145, I think it's a great spot. Great home record, great as home favourites. And Taillon is absolutely flying. So, yeah, all adds up to a unit and a half play on the Chicago Cubs. TVDBJ is quite excited about Misiorowski. And he's going for a fancy pick from Trev. Brewers on the money line with a Cubs team total under. Trev is all in on Jacob Misiorowski. Good luck, Trev. Yeah, I have got high hopes for him. I think he might get touched off tomorrow, but there'll be spots where I'll be looking to bet him later down the line. 9:45 Eastern. First pitch is the Cleveland Guardians at the San Francisco Giants. Left-handed pitcher Logan Allen for the Guardians. San Francisco officially TBD. Unofficially, I believe Justin Verlander will take the ball for San Francisco. -150 the Giants. +125 Cleveland. 7.5 is the total. Logan Allen is very average, up and down, everywhere you look. Boring profile, really. 4-4 record, 4.28 ERA, 151 whip is high. There's really not much in his splits at all. You just can't pick him apart. He's a really sort of league average pitcher everywhere. Verlander is steady enough, 4.33 ERA, slightly worse at home. It's a bit of a boring matchup as it happens. But I found an angle, thankfully, and it's quite a strong one. The Giants are quite poor against lefties early in games. 3-12-6 in the first 5. 8-13 straight up. Cleveland haven't been doing particularly well, but I can't split these pitchers much. We're talking modern day Verlander, not old school. I can't split them much, and that's a strong trend. So at a decent price, I'll take the Guardians first five. The penultimate game on the show will be at 10:05 Eastern. First pitch between the Houston Astros and the Athletics. It will be left-handed pitcher Framber Valdez for Houston, and Luis Severino goes for the A's. -160 Houston, +155 for the A's. Total is 9.5. Valdez, very reliable. 7 wins in a row. Houston have in games that Valdez has started. Not quite as sharp on the road, 3.89 ERA. But maybe that's kind of more circumstantial when he was struggling earlier in the season. His May-June numbers are very, very good. Severino's all over the place. Holy shit. His last 3 starts, 1.85 earned runs. So, what is it going to be 1? Is it going to be 8? Is it going to be 5? Give us a clue, Lewis. 7.10 home ERA is a huge problem. Now, the Athletics did win on Monday night, but that almost makes me think that that's their win for the series. I can't pick Severino. Now, having just said we draw the cut-off at -150, I really like Houston at -160, so I wish I hadn't said that. I've painted myself into a corner because I want to take a -160. Maybe if I shopped around, there might be a -150. But the A's are 9-5 to the over against lefties, so maybe they could help us out. Severino could help us out and get this all done by himself. But the A's could get 2 or 3 off Valdez, 1 off the bullpen. Houston scores 6. Houston wins 6-4. Bosh. We'll take Houston and we'll take the over. And the final game here is a 10:10 Eastern first pitch between the San Diego Padres and the LA Dodgers. It will be Stephen Kolek for the Padres, and on debut for the season, Emmett Sheehan will go for the Dodgers. -185 Los Angeles, +155 the Padres. Total of 9.5. Kolek was another one who had a bad start last time, was hit around by Arizona. And he has had problems against the Dodgers in the past. The couple of times he's faced him, they have got on top of him. Sheehan, we haven't seen since Pussy was a kitten. 2023 was the last time we saw Emmett Sheehan. Presumably, he'll be on a little bit of a short leash here. My angle for this game, a couple of angles in. Last night we said, I think you're better off just taking both these offenses to sort of hit around the dodgy pitches. And I don't see why that would change here. We've got 2 really good offenses here and 2 pitchers we're not sure about. The total's quite low. But also, with Ohtani having pitched on Monday, I think the Dodgers bullpen could be in for a busy week. So what pitchers will be available Wednesday for the Dodgers, having filled out the rest of that game that Shohei pitched in? Obviously, the game Tuesday night remains to be seen. So I'm just happy at taking the offenses. I'm pleased, Trev, you've backed me up there. Over is the sound drop. Yeah, cheers, Trev. We'll take the over 9.5. I'm with you. Trev is going to the Brewers on Thursday. Is that in Chicago as well then, Trev? Where are you? Are you in Chicago? Are they back at home? Don't know. Tell me. I was hoping to see Miss Yurovsky, but unfortunately won't. And, 34 minutes. As many games as possible are in the books there. Looking at dog here, I actually quite fancied the Cubs, but Trev's got in my head a little bit here with his love for Miss Yurovsky. And Trev's a good judge, so I don't particularly want to get in Trevor's way. I'll take the under in the Tigers-Pirates game. Scooble, we know all about. But Heaney's been going along fine, you know. When I wake up on Thursday morning and see the Tigers have won 4-1, I will not be surprised at all. I'll just say, yeah, that figures. So we'll take the under 7 in that game. And as an underdog, White Sox first 5 is an option. It's boring. I think the Angels are live. Nothing going on the first page. I think the Rockies are probably live. I mean, there's some dog shit here. I've got one. Cleveland first 5. The 125 to win the game. So Cleveland first 5 will be plus money. It's that poor Giants record early in games against left-handed pitching. What's Trev saying? He's just south of Green Bay, Wisconsin. So he's taking the day off for the Cubs game. Love that, Trev. Send us a photo. I'm jealous. No international series in London this year. I don't know why. I think they're playing in Germany, maybe. They're playing somewhere. I might be thinking of the NFL, actually. But there's no London series because I thoroughly enjoyed the last 2 years. So, yeah, I'm slightly disappointed. Okay, let's see if we can pick a dinger. On the right day, no time-travelling dingers here. Current trend is to look at these pictures. Jameson Tyrone. Oh, right. Depending on the weather, Trevor, we might have something for you. Jameson Tyrone, as much as he's been going well, has given up 16 home runs so far this season. Who else is on the list there? No one really. It's going to be Jameson Tyrone, which means we get to pick a Brewer to hit a home run tomorrow. Like I say, weather dependent. Hope the weather's not too bad. We will go with... It's got to be William Contreras, hasn't it? We will take big William Contreras to hit a home run against Jameson Tyrone on Wednesday. And I think we've done it, everyone. Apologies again that it was just one voice tonight and you only got one opinion, because very often there'll be a better opinion than mine here. But there might just be some stats, something you like. And if the worst comes to the worst, fade everything. You can't go wrong. I've still given you 15 winners, just in reverse. Thank you, everyone. Cheers, boys, for helping me out in the comments. I appreciate it. Hopefully, 2 people will be back tomorrow night. Good luck with all your bets in the meantime, and we will see you down the road. Cheers.